There's certain things that just always get me with the Will Smith drama. I'm always paying attention to. Prince Harry's another one.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very drawn to a story where a guy, shacks up with like a very public succubus and then sort of, takes him
where
down
it's
one
very
by one.
clear what's going on to everybody but him.
To everyone
right?
but him.
Like
Yeah.
he's the only guy where you're like, you're
And
literally in the
also-
haunted house and you're like, get out of the house. You go, the foundation's pretty solid in the house though. It's a nice
Good
house.
bones.
Yeah, good bones in the house. Nice house. I don't know. I like it. Real cozy.
And then on top of that, there was a little bit at the beginning where you're sort of an asshole for pointing it out, which in real life, obviously that's the case. If a guy's got a shitty girlfriend and you're the guy being like, that girl's a bitch, like, you're not, they're not going to be
hanging
rewarded.
out much. You're not going to be hanging out much
Yeah,
anymore.
you're definitely not going to be rewarded for that behavior. You got to tread lightly, but
no.
I don't know these folks.
Nope.
So Prince Harry realizes the depth of his loss after separating from Meghan Markle. And the bottom line is Prince Harry, according to inside sources.
According to inside sources.
But I've seen there was a million of these articles, right?
Yeah.
But allegedly, the idea is that Harry, now that he's sort of breaking up with Meghan Markle, they're living in separate places, and now he's starting to be like, this is much worse than my old house. This man, you know what his old job was? You go stand on a float and you do that with your hand, and then you get paid $1 zillion.
Yeah.
So that was his old job. Was you could do that with your hand. Every once in a while, you cut a ribbon, and then you go to the fanciest restaurants, and that's the job.
You were literally.
And if anyone writes anything bad for you, the biggest press machine in the history of the world makes it disappear. Now, this man can't even go to P. Diddy parties.
Nope.
He's living in...
Freak-offs?
He's done with the freak-offs.
Over.
I guess he basically lives in Hollywood now.
I guess, yeah.
He's,
He lives in Malibu, walks on the beach alone, just kicking the sand.
He's an executive producer on a podcast and a Netflix series where that they don't take his notes. He's an executive...
but title only.
He's an executive producer on title only, and that he thought that when he was getting to be an executive producer, he's like, oh, that would be fun to have some creative input on some Netflix shows, and he walks into the room, everyone rolls their eyes at him.
Yeah. He's on set, and he's like, can I get an earpiece? And they go, we don't have any left.
Oh, my God.
There's no earpieces left. He goes, how do I
Harry-
hear it? He goes, you can just listen. Just stand over there.
Yeah, he's standing in the side. Do you mind if I take a peek in the monitor? Harry, can someone give Harry? He's got like a kitty monitor that's not even attached.
Dude, he's
to
like
the
sitting
thing.
in craft services, just eating snacks with the extras.
He's literally just like wandering around set and basically doing nothing. He's like, oh, if you do this, you go, yeah, definitely. Maybe we'll try that at the end if we have time. And you go, can someone get fucking... This guy's like, is this not my series? It's like, this guy, no one wants his advice. He can't go to his P. Diddy parties anymore.
Yeah, he calls up the fucking King of England, doesn't pick up. Just gets like the secretary, be like, he'll get back to you. He's just busy right now.
Yeah. So I think Prince Andrew's just like walking down La Brea at this point. Maybe he'll get a coffee. Prince Harry, sorry. I think Prince Harry's just walking around. He probably he's like, maybe I'll do a yoga class.
Yep.
Like at this point, he's going to start doing acting classes because he's just got time on his hands.
Might be a UCB doing some improv classes.
You know what I mean? I think he probably does. Like he's killing time the way that like a rich wife in, Beverly Hills does. Prince Harry probably wakes up. He probably, he walks down to get his lattes because it kills an extra hour. Then he does a yoga class. Then now it's 1. He calls a few people. They don't respond.
Yeah.
He texts Brad Pitt. He waits for that for 10 minutes. Brad Pitt doesn't get back to him.
He's big phone call guy, probably. Just likes to shoot
There's a couple people that he shoots the shit with.
So maybe watches some YouTube.
Yeah, and he's kind of like, his name's tainted within the royal community.
Well, they excommunicated him. He literally left the family over this. Like that was the whole deal, right? He's like, I'm leaving the family, and I don't think you could just pull up the stanza and show back up.
I don't think that's what
You can't
happens.
just pretend like you just didn't leave and go, hey, I'm here.
No, if he wants to show back up to the royal family and do that, he's gonna have to eat so much crow. Like he's gonna come back hands and knees, right?
I don't think it's even an option. You don't like disgrace them like that,
Call them racist.
Yeah. I don't think that works. I don't think they're letting them come back.
So the winner in this whole thing is Meghan Markle. You have to respect she is the ultimate winner of this. She went in, broke up the royal family, rose her profile by 100x times, finally got that Netflix show. She's gotten every press junket. Now she gets talked about like she's the royal family, and she doesn't even have to be in it.
Yeah, and she's getting more of that Suits coin for sure.
Probably getting more Suits coin.
Oh, for sure. Dude, don't you remember last year?
She's going to have coin.
All of a sudden, Suits was just the #1 show on Netflix 8 years after it was after it ended?
Yeah. Well, she's doing tours. She's doing tours right now, talking to kids and stuff, saying she understands bullying because she's the most bullied person on earth. That's what she's been saying.
Hey, I mean, we're bullying her right now a bit, aren't we? Aren't we?
She's the bully.
Feel bad for the guy, man.
It's like Jada Pinkett Smith. They're the bullies. I've said this before, but if any guy said I started dating this girl and I pulled her away from her family and friends and I made her, excommunicated from her family and friends, and now she moved to a different country and she doesn't talk to anyone, and I've cut off all her, lifelines and resources and all that sort of stuff, and then now we break up, you'd go, yeah, that guy's a monster.
Yeah,
what everyone would say.
That's what's called abuse.
Yeah, that's also what's called
psychological abuse.
That's what sex traffickers do.
And he had his pick of anybody.
He was
the good-looking one. He wasn't the weird-looking one.
You're right. I know.
He was like literally the good-looking one. Yeah. Wore the Hitler costume. Like he was the good-looking, cool one.
Yeah. And now he's just wandering around La Brea, looking at the names like a tourist. He's talking to the Wolverine for a couple minutes. Wolverine's like, listen, pal, I got to work. You know?
Yeah. He's probably like hangs out on the corner, and then they have like the tours of famous people's houses, and he's out there just so he can be like, hey, it's Harry here.
He greets the tourists.
You don't really look like Prince Harry. Are you like an impersonator?
Just to give him a little taste of the old life.
The ID and everything. No, look, it's me. I'm telling you.
It's me, Harry.
It's me, Harry.
Can you tell us where we can meet Megan? He goes, okay. You know what? Get the fuck off my lawn. Beat it.
Scram.
Yeah, so I think that's what's happening, but I feel bad for the guy.
No one is immune. I mean, there's no person who's immune from just picking the wrong chick and fucking up your whole life.
No one's safe, man.
Nobody is safe from that. It's so crazy because everybody's like, oh, money solves all your problems, blah, blah, blah. And you go, no, man.
I'll tell you what, Bill Maher's, I think, done it better because at least he doesn't, if you're talking about the older guy just running through young sniz on Hollywood.
Yep.
None of them have ever really got him in a big way where they didn't get any money from him. They didn't wreck his life.
And he lived at fucking he basically was living at Playboy Mansion.
Yeah, but then you got to be like the lifetime Playboy.
Yeah, but zero cancellations.
I know.
Bill Maher, probably doing the craziest sex shit. Didn't get any problems, nothing.
Yeah, and I guess the moral of the whole story is that if you are going to, take zero risk, there isn't zero risk in his life. He might just be a lucky guy, but the real end of but you do have to also be like I'm the, 70-year-old Playboy guy, which obviously gets sad.
Yes. Yeah.
Because, you have to, the problem is with, as you get much, much older, in the absence, Hollywood obviously works a little different, but you have to keep making new friends because all your friends eventually get married and stuff like that. And, to some degree, when people meet up, it was, a lot of times it's like, oh, bring the wives. And it was like, people don't want to be like us, our three wives, and Bill.
And Bill Maher, yeah. Although he probably has, it's like Spade, he always has a new chick that he can just.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Hollywood, I think
But the wives, the wives don't love, all the 50, 60-year-old wives. And then Bill's just there with his fucking 25-year-old new girlfriend of the week.
No one wants the guy bringing his new 25-year-old around.
And the wives just fucking shooting daggers at both of them, and they got to talk to the fucking 25-year-old who they know is they're like, we've seen 50 of you. This is temporary. So there's not even a point of building a bond here or anything. You are going to be gone soon.
No, they would just say we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not doing.
Yeah, so I guess as long as he has a show, he can kind of have.
I guess Prince Harry's gonna have to start hanging out with Bill Maher. That's the duo.
Oh, that'd be a fun one.
Yeah, I don't know what the move is for Prince Harry. He's made his bet a little bit, and it's going to be hard to get out of that thing.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Harry and Will Smith get together and just see the two of those guys on Johnny Depp's boat with two smoking hot chicks and being like, Will and Harry's reality show, and it's just them.
It's
Will and Harry do like a bachelorette show where they do the thing, and at the end of it was a prank. We're not marrying any of you. It was just us getting our dick wet, and it was like Harry and Will are back.
It's available to them anytime they want.
The Fresh Prince and the Prince. Come on,
hey, not bad, not bad. The Fresh Prince and the Fresher Prince.
And it should be two princes, and the Spin Doctor song should definitely be. Yes, and if you pry me from my family, just go ahead now. And if you want to talk for hours, well, Megan did that.
You might have an EP credit in your future here.
Hey, I'm saying this is the move. It's Will Smith. We get Prince Harry. I can't think of off the top of my head if there's any others that fit into that category, but I'm sure there's many more. I don't know any of the high-profile ones.
Yeah, who knows, too? Maybe, I don't know.
And it's Johnny Depp's playing the song with his band, Will Smith and Harry, and it's their life, running through Hollywood chicks.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it
at least
well.
one episode. This is boring.
If there's something to do with Smith and Wesson would also be a good name if Prince Harry wants to change his last name to Wesson. So Prince Harry, if you'd consider changing your last name Smith and Wesson.
I'd like to see that meeting. So the shows that go one catch. We're pretty tied to the name.
We're tied.
So we're going to need you to change your last name.
It's either that or we have this guy Jake Wesson that's lined up. So
he's a bit of he was on one of those.
Jake Wesson was actually a extra in SVU season 8.
He was cut from The Bachelor. He almost made it onto one of the seasons of The Bachelor. He was a final cut. So.
And Wesson's chomping at the bit to be part of this project.
You were him, man. We love you, but